Hello, this is Leisha Breen with Journey to Greatness, 365 Days to Your Best Year Yet, and the author of the little book, Extraordinary People Living Ordinary Lives, Break Free. Break free from the herd and reclaim your greatness because you are great. And the only reason that a great person like you may be living a life that's more ordinary than extraordinary, well, it's because you've allowed your stinking thinking and your bad habits to get in the way of your greatness. Here's a fun fact. The chances of you being born on the day you were born, to the parents you were born to, at the time you were born, the chances are approximately 1 in 400 trillion. I'm going to say it again, 1 in 400 trillion. How extraordinary does that make you? Pretty extraordinary indeed. So if you're that extraordinary, why aren't you living up to your extraordinariness? Well, that's what Journey to Greatness is all about. And seeing as how this is my second podcast or vlog, I want you to understand that this journey is something we're working on together. We're creating a new foundation that starts from a commitment to love ourselves, to know innately that we are worthy of an abundant life, not by stepping on other people or being arrogant, but just in honor of that extraordinariness that we were born into. Journey to Greatness is about building a new foundation layer by layer, starting with self-love, a commitment to self-love, and then layering on new habits and building a new mindset so that we can literally create the life of our dreams. You see, if we keep doing the things that we did yesterday, the day before, and the day before that, if we keep having the same thoughts and taking the same actions today that we did yesterday and the day before, then we're going to have the same results going forward if we continue on that path. So the key is to get out of our own way and change the things we need to change and implement new ideas and strategies and habits so that we can create this new reality from a new foundation that starts from loving ourselves enough to do the things you need to do right by you. Now, we talked about creating that commitment of self-love. Even if it doesn't look like it right now, like we really should love ourselves or could love ourselves, we're just going to adopt that concept and make that commitment that we are deserving, that we are worthy. And last week we talked about limiting beliefs and how, as small children, our brains are not developed. And that when traumatic things happen to us or we're told certain things by significant people in our lives, like our parents or our peers or teachers, that are negative, well, we believe them to be true because we don't have the ability as a child to decipher fact from fiction. And 9 times out of 10, we'll take these limiting beliefs that create our self-concept to our deathbed, and they keep us living a life that's maybe 50% or less than what we could have lived. So the next commitment that we want to make in regard to building that new foundation that springs from self-love and commitment to caring for ourselves and understanding that we're worthy is that we have to become aware of what we're thinking and how we're feeling. Detecting those limiting beliefs, like we talked about last week, is part of this awareness. It's a big part of this awareness. And it can make you feel pretty uncomfortable at times. But awareness overall of how we have been, how we are being, and how we plan to be in the future is key to getting out of our own way and stopping these limiting behaviors, thought patterns, and emotions that will keep us from living to our full potential. So join me today for a journey into awareness. Most of us, if not almost all of us, typically live our days, our weeks, our months on something called autopilot. It's the brain's way of making things easier for us so that we don't have to think about every little step that we take, every little move that we make. Think about this for a minute. Have you ever found yourself driving to work and you get there and then you don't even remember the ride to work? That's an example of running on autopilot. You know, we can also get on a bicycle and ride for miles and then get back home and have that very same experience because we've gone on that particular path so many times back and forth that we don't even have to think about it. It's second nature for us. And we also, in many cases, live our lives on autopilot. We're not aware of our limiting beliefs. We're not aware of our thought processes and our regular habitual emotions. And we're not even aware of the rituals that we have on a daily basis. A lot of folks will wake up in the morning and the first thing they'll do besides going to the bathroom and making a cup of coffee is turning on their television, watching some kind of programming for hours on end until they get ready to go to work. They're not aware of the fact that they're wasting precious time, our most precious resource, our time. What I will submit today is that we have to become aware of how we are spending our moments in time, because those moments, they collect like bricks in a building that build on top of one another, and they create this reality called our life. We have to be mindful of how we spend our time. We have to become aware of how we're spending our emotions. And we have to be mindful of how we are allowing our thought processes to just run rampant. One way that we can become more aware is to practice mindfulness meditation. You can start with as little as 3 minutes a day, but then you have to build up to about 30 minutes. Mindfulness meditation has been proven by scientists that after 8 weeks of practice, for as little as 10 minutes a day, your focus, your concentration, your empathy, your compassion, all of these areas that are helpful in assisting you to become a more aware human being, a more adult human being, a more responsible human being, will spring from the practice of mindfulness meditation. What happens when we first start to practice meditation, in particular mindfulness meditation, is that a lot of this self-talk, the monkey mind chatters, chatter, 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 and it is very disturbing because thoughts that you weren't necessarily aware of, they come to the forefront, and we have to face them maybe for the very first time because we're paying attention, because we're aware. And the key to this is to, when we're first starting this practice, is to just be an observer, to just observe those thoughts and let them float across your horizon like a cloud. Let them pass because they will pass. But as you become aware of these thoughts, you can now make better choices. Because you see, our thoughts are the very things that are the catalyst to our actions. So we have to become aware of what we're thinking on a regular basis so we can challenge those thoughts. Because a lot of those thoughts also stem from our limiting beliefs. So you can see awareness is key to getting out of our own way, because 9 times out of 10, we are our biggest obstacle when it comes to success. Mindfulness meditation is also going to help calm the mind. It's going to slow that monkey mind down. It's going to help you be able to immediately recognize when negative thinking comes up or negative repetitive emotions come up as you practice. As you notice these, you'll be able to stop that negating in your mind. That's what mindfulness meditation will do for you. In about 8 weeks, 10 minutes a day. And the goal is to work up to 30 minutes. But once you're aware of who you're being and how you've been, you can start the process of self-regulating. Because if we're not managing our emotions, if we're not managing our inner core, then our lives are going to be chaotic. Trust me, I know. I've been there. Mindfulness meditation saved my life. So I want to invite you today to join me for just a mini mindfulness meditation. No more than 3 minutes of your time. I want you to sit down and get comfortable. And I want you to sit in a dignified fashion. And if you have a back problem, you can lay down, just don't fall asleep. But I want you to now close your eyes. Close your eyes. And together we're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. We're going to allow our body to relax. So close your eyes, sit up nice and straight, and let's take those breaths in. Let's take that deep breath in and release. And a deep breath in and release. And a deep breath in and release. And today we'll be reflecting on joy. We're going to reflect and focus on something in our lives that has made us really happy. As we begin, please make sure that your eyes are closed, and let's take another deep breath in through our nose and then out through our mouth. Continue breathing and imagine a time in your life when you felt happy. Try to create that image in your mind's eye. Who was there? What was happening around you? Try to focus on how your body felt in that moment and how in your mind you were feeling at that time. Allow that feeling to sink in and enjoy it thoroughly. Let's take a deep breath in and release through our mouth. Try to let your body feel those feelings and focus on that happy time. Now, gently shift your attention to things that can bring you joy today. How will these things bring you joy? And how will that joy make you feel? When you are finished, take a deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. And now you can slowly open your eyes. You see, mindfulness meditation can be as pleasant as that. It can bring up pleasant feelings in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. And as we start to focus on new feelings and new thought patterns, we start to build them into our habits. And we start to release the bad habits that have held us back for so long. I highly recommend Jon Kabat-Zinn. He has a lot of free videos on YouTube that you can watch and meditate with. He's a master teacher, and they're totally free for you. You can start with a 5-minute meditation and work into 30 minutes. And just so you know, on my Journey to Greatness podcast that's available on Spreaker, iTunes, you can listen to my 3-minute, 5-minute mini meditations there as well. I do them every single day. So I hope you'll join me. If this was of interest to you, I invite you to join me every Thursday on my vlog right here on the Leisha Breen channel. Subscribe today. And thank you to all of you that have subscribed over the past week. I appreciate your support. And if you're interested in going further, you can listen to my podcast daily, Journey to Greatness, 365 Days to Your Best Year Yet by Leisha Brain. God bless. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and always, always be your authentic self. Until we meet again, bye for now.